How you doing, everybody? It's Wednesday, it's the 27th of April 2011, and it's almost 6 weeks from I posted the last YouTube video that I made. And lots of things have happened to me in those 6 weeks. One of the major things been my family. We lost a close member of our family. He died very suddenly, and that had a big impact on my family and my wife particularly. So I decided I'd go off after we had the whole after the funeral and all the rest of it. I decided it would be a good idea to take my wife away. She went down to the west of Ireland to a friend of my wife's has a house down there, a little house, and we went down to stay down there. It's a cottage basically, and the weather was very, very, very good, and we just kind of tried to unwind a bit. And we came home over the last few days, and I thought it'd be a bit opportune today to make a post on YouTube. So I'm going to try and keep this very, very brief. I don't really want to. I don't want to go on about anything. I just want to say that I've had lots of time to think about what's going on in Japan. And in the last YouTube video that I made, I stated that I thought that it would have direct implications in the death of maybe 100,000 people. And I think it'll be millions of people are going to die as a result of this. I think it'll be millions of people. And I think the impact worldwide will be just colossal. I really do. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first to hold my hand up. But I posted a video up, and I'd like you to look at it. I don't think the woman who's in the video, I don't think she's a scientist. I think she's a scientific correspondent for one of the big international newspapers or for one of the international magazines. And it's quite chilling what she has to say. I'll have a look at it. As I put a link to it there. The other thing finally I just want to say is when I was away, because it gave me a long time. I went on long walks, obviously, and gave me time to think to myself. And one of the things I thought about was I was thinking about gold and about silver. And I'm going to deal with this later, and I'm going to sort of expand on this, what I'm talking about. But I really think that what is going on today, I think it's multifaceted. I think that there is a genuine element of it. That people genuinely feel that they want to put their money into something that, is an asset class that has some sort of meaning, and that is not going to be devalued. They don't want to keep their money in fiat currency. But I think there's another element to it, and it's basically an exploitive element. And I think that there are large numbers of people on the internet and on YouTube that are promoting people to buy gold and silver, which is a very, very small market, particularly the silver market, a tiny market, for their own advantage and for their own gain. And I'm very, very worried about that. Because I've dealt in markets all my life, and I know markets only do three things. They only go up, down, and stay the same. They don't do anything else. And so I'm very skeptical of markets that make big sudden increases and whatever. And both the silver and the gold have done that. So I'm just worried about it, that's all. My involvement in it is tiny. I only have a tiny exposure to silver. I bought some last year, and that's it. I had to sell some there recently to go off on that holiday. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The other thing I just want to talk about is I want to talk about a real alternative to gold and silver. Something that is real, it's tangible, and to me it's much more important than either gold or silver. In a real meltdown situation, in a society which might collapse or which would collapse, would be much more important than either gold or silver, and that is a small piece of agricultural land. And it doesn't have to be big. I have out in my garden, I have a small piece which measures about 6 foot by about 24 foot, and it probably will grow most of the vegetables My wife's a really good gardener. Probably grow most of the vegetables that we need this summer and this autumn, and we're not going to be able to store a lot of the vegetables that we grow. And I think that, from my point of view, that's a real thing. The cost to me is obviously small because it's in my back garden. I don't have a big back garden, but even people who don't have back gardens, they could go and get an allotment, or go and do something and learn how to grow just simple things from seeds, like men and women and families have done from the beginning of time, and not be always thinking in terms of speculation or in terms of putting money in places and all this sort of, all that stuff has what's got us here. That is why, it's one of the primary reasons why we're here in this situation. We got to get really back to basics very, 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 very quickly, because we are destroying the world we live on. This Japanese thing is going to have a totally colossal impact, and the necessity to get fresh food, good fresh food that is meaningful and that has an organic purpose to it, in the sense that it's going to afford us nutrients rather than killing us. Because I tell you, a lot of the food is going to be knocking around the world within the next year or two is going to be seriously contaminated. And a lot of this stuff, you must remember, none of this, you can't smell this stuff, you can't taste it, and it's almost impossible to detect unless you have, seriously scientific instruments. Because to detect it inside food, it's literally impossible. So that's all I really want to say. I want to wish everybody the best. Several people inquired about my health and about various things, and I just want to say to them, thank you very much. It's just, these things happen in life. I just gone through a bad period, and I've come out the other end, and hopefully I've learned a lot more out of it. And we've lots to talk about, so hopefully over the next few days we will talk about those things. Okay. Anyway, stay well. Bye.